with my thugs, out doing drugs, getting caught up in the struggle, and the homies showing love, but it was false. There's no such thing as a friend from the outside world, cause I'm right to the end. In the beginning I was caught up in a little situation, every day 24/7, facing trials and tribulation. I couldn't face it, I would run and try to hide. Sometimes I didn't think about suicide, and the flashbacks running through inside of my mind. I would think about my mom and begin to cry, because I put her down in so many ways. And what Tupac said, I pray for better days, but there's no delay and no way of turning back. Many youngsters died in the hands of a strap, and many overdosed too. Rest in peace, may the Lord guide you wherever you might be. Yeah, this is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. This is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. I've been seeing a lot of stuff going down in the streets. Beat down, blood stains in the concrete. I have witnessed a young man getting shot and killed, but before he died, man, he suffered and cried, yelling out loud that he didn't want to die. The consequences in the hood that makes a grown man cry. The paramedics came through, yeah, they were too late. A 17-year-old died because God took his place, but that's what he had to pay, and every dog has his day. So I sit back and think and begin to pray, not just only for myself but for my friends too, the ones that have been through the same situations too. Peter, now don't you worry about a damn thing, we've been there too. So now hold on tight, man, we gotta make it, surviving is the key. Now I'm never gonna get my ghetto past revoked in the streets. This is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. This is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. Growing up in the ghetto, now it wasn't something easy, now you had to be hard. Stand tall or you meet your fall. Running for my brothers, man, running for my life. Looking slugs in my home, I guess they wanted me to die. See, I never made a move, only let God deal with it. My lows in the clique said I should just let it spit. So I think twice and let time pass by. I feel too much hurt deep inside, I think I need Christ in my life. Big consequences in the hood, being so close to death, it made me knock away. I've been beat down and stabbed in the backseat. Back in the days, I needed money, so I started to slack, but I knew that it was wrong. I had a bad feeling, so the side told me this ain't the way I make a living, so I stopped. Thank God it's my testimony of life in the streets for somebody who's like me. Yeah, my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. This is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. This is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. This is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. This is my testimony of life in the streets. Being in gangs is reality. Life in the hood is always no good. This is my testimony